Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we take your sources and unearth those surprising nuggets of knowledge. Today, we're embarking on a fascinating linguistic adventure, really delving into the nuances of a single Arabic word and its derivatives. You've provided us with some truly insightful material, and it genuinely challenges some, widely held understandings.
Indeed. Our mission today is to uncover the profound meaning of a word that, at first glance, seems pretty straightforward. Sorry, and its related terms. We'll be drawing heavily from classical Islamic exegesis, rigorous linguistic analyses, and authenticated prophetic traditions. This approach lets us see how relying just on dictionary definitions can sometimes, lead us astray. We miss the full, rich context you only get from these deeper sources.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Many dictionaries define terms like sare as simply traveling, or maybe going out at night. But the material you've shared suggests this is just scratching the surface, right? What's the real challenge in understanding this word, and where do these deeper insights actually come from?
Yeah, what's truly fascinating here is that while those common definitions aren't entirely wrong, they don't quite capture the essence. The true, unblemished definition, these scholarly sources argue, it's derived directly from the Quran and the Sunnah, the traditions and teachings of the Prophet. And this isn't a quick study. Grasping it fully, it often takes a lifetime of dedicated scholarship, which raises an important question for us all. What happens when a sort of superficial understanding of a word obscures its deeper, maybe more transformative meaning?
Right. So if the common definitions are incomplete, let's dive into some examples from these rich sources that really illuminate this deeper meaning. This is where it gets incredibly insightful, I think. Our first example comes from a narration by Aisha, the Prophet's wife.
Yes. Aisha described the Prophet's reaction to seeing dark clouds, mukala, those heavy rain-bearing clouds. She observed his intense anxiety. He'd pace back and forth, go in and out. His face would change color. All of this, she said, was out of profound fear.
Fear of what, though? We often associate rain with joy and relief, don't we?
Precisely. But he feared it might not be a blessing. It might be a punishment, similar to previous nations who rejoiced at what they thought was rain, only to find it was actually torment. It wasn't until the rain actually fell, Aisha narrated, that Surya Anhu. The implication here, if we connect it to the bigger picture we're exploring, is that all that intense worry, that anxiety, the distress he was feeling, it was completely removed. It wasn't just that the clouds passed. His internal state of alarm, that trepidation, was lifted.
So it points to an internal and emotional shift.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a powerful start. Let's shift our focus now to a situation of intense strategic pressure, the Battle of Badr. The Prophet was facing immense challenges, right? Limited equipment, fewer troops.
He was seeking counsel from his companions. Abu Bakr and Umar, they both spoke, offered good advice, but the Prophet repeated his plea, "O people, advise me." It was then that Sa'd, representing the Ansar, stood up and gave this truly inspiring pledge.
Right, the famous one where he said they wouldn't tell him what the children of Israel told Moses, "Go, you and your Lord, and fight, we're staying here." But instead, "Go and fight. Indeed, we are with you. By God, if you were to cross this vast sea with us, we would cross it." Powerful stuff.
And the effect on the Prophet. The narration says, "Fasurya Anwar Nabi," his face cleared. The profound intensity of his worry about resources, about the troops, it was lifted. So this example again highlights that Surya refers to the removal of a profound heaviness, sorrow, or intense difficulty. It's not merely a physical movement, but a significant emotional and spiritual shift that brings relief.
Okay, so it's about lifting a burden, shedding a heavy weight. Which brings us to a concept many are familiar with, al-Isra, often translated as the night journey. How does our understanding of Surya illuminate this well-known event?
That's a crucial connection. While al-Isra literally involves, traveling in the darkness, the classical interpretations clarify that the essence of al-Isra is really a transformative journey. It's described as the exodus from darkness into light, from hardship into ease, from difficulty into comfort. So it's not just about nocturnal travel. It's about a fundamental, divinely orchestrated shift in state.
And these texts bring up three specific examples of Isra involving different prophets. Let's start with Prophet Lot.
Right. Prophet Lot was utterly distressed by his people's rampant indecency. When angels visited him as guests, his people tried to assault them. Imagine his despair, his profound feeling of helplessness. He famously said, "If only I had power over you, or could take refuge in a strong support." It was then the angels instructed him. Then set out with your family during a portion of the night, Fa'azri bayalika. This Isra was his deliverance, his removal from that intense hardship before divine retribution fell. He was moved from profound distress to vast relief and God's mercy.
Okay, so deliverance from that specific hardship. And Prophet Moses and the Israelites under Pharaoh, what was their Isra?
Well, the Israelites were subjected to Pharaoh's cruel torment, a life of humiliation and slaughter. Moses pleaded with Pharaoh to release them, and God commanded Moses, "So travel by night with my servants for Azri by Abadika." This Isra was their salvation, their ultimate liberation, leading eventually to Pharaoh's destruction and their deliverance from oppression.
And finally, the most famous Isra, that of Prophet Muhammad himself. He faced immense rejection, opposition from the Quraysh in Mecca. How did this journey embody that Isra concept we're discussing?
Indeed. The scholarly works describe this as a time of intense hardship and denial for the prophet. The Isra and Miraj, the night journey and ascension, it was a pivotal moment. He was shown paradise and hell, saw prophets praying behind him, witnessed the ultimate fate of those who denied him. This journey, as the sources emphasize, brought him sabbat, a profound steadfastness and strength. It was described as the beginning of stabilization for him, that divine support mentioned in Surah Al-Isra to keep him firm amidst all that tribulation.
So in all these cases, Isra isn't just a physical trip. It's a journey out of intense emotional or physical distress and into a state of ease, stability, divine mercy. Okay, this brings us to a crucial point. How does this understanding illuminate the word sorry in Surah Maryam?
Ah, yes. This is truly where the profound understanding shines brightest. The verse reads, "He called out to her from beneath her, 'Do not grieve. Your Lord has placed beneath you a Saria.'" Now, many interpretations suggest Saria here refers to a river or a stream. That's a common understanding, given its linguistic root often relates to flowing water. But if we apply critical thinking to the context, well, a river that speaks doesn't quite add up, does it?
Yeah, that's right. If it's a river, how could you be the one calling out to her? That seems odd.
Precisely. And these texts highlight that a river cannot be the speaker. Other interpretations, like Saria referring to maybe a secret waif that comes from the narrative of Zari about a woman who married a Saria after divorce, they're also dismissed as linguistically and contextually irrelevant in this particular verse. Angels like Gabriel are also ruled out as the speaker from beneath her in this immediate moment.
So, who is speaking to Maryam? She's in such profound distress, she's given birth miraculously.
It's a truly astonishing insight that emerges from these sources. It is Jesus, Isa, himself, speaking from beneath her at the very moment of his birth. Our sources even point to a variant recitation of the Quran indicating a rapid birth, suggesting the immediate connection between the angelic annunciation, the birth, and his words. Maryam was in utter despair, famously saying, "Oh, if only I had died before this and was a thing forgotten, utterly forgotten." She feared the immense shame, how she would explain this miraculous birth to her people, who she knew would accuse her.
Wow. So the texts interpret this as the newborn Jesus telling her, "Don't grieve, your Lord has placed beneath you a Saria," meaning himself. He is the Saria, the remover of her grief.
That's the core understanding, exactly. How could someone sent as a mercy to the world, destined to remove the grief and oppression of nations, be a cause of sorrow for his own mother? Especially the mother to whom he is depicted as being the most devoted. He is telling her, basically, "I'm the one sent to remove worries, not to cause them for you." This is the ultimate, divinely ordained reassurance in her moment of deepest anguish and social fear.
That completely reframes the narrative. It offers such a powerful, specific kind of comfort. And what happens next? In the sequence of events immediately after this reassurance?
Well, right after the removal of her grief by the Saria comes the instruction, "And shake toward you the trunk of the palm tree. It will drop upon you ripe, fresh dates. Then, so eat and drink and be content."
But why this specific order? Is there significance in, comfort first, then food?
That raises an important question, doesn't it? When someone is in deep distress, do you immediately tell them to eat, or do you first offer comfort, alleviate their suffering? These sources argue that the removal of grief and anguish, the function of the Saria, it has to come first. Only once that emotional and spiritual burden is lifted does the physical sustenance become truly effective, truly comforting.
Interesting. And that phrase, Kori Ainan, translated as be content or cool your eye, does it carry a deeper meaning in this specific context too?
Oh, much deeper than mere contentment. Think about when you admire something immensely. You can't take your eyes off it, right? You want to fill your eyes with it. Conversely, if something brings you shame or sorrow, you avert your gaze. Miriam, fearing shame from her son and the ensuing public scorn, would initially not want to look at him directly. But Jesus' words, Kori Ainan, they're a powerful invitation. Fill your eyes with me. Take pleasure in looking at me. I am not a cause for your sorrow or shame. I am a source of joy and pride. It means finding profound peace, delight, and honor in his presence.
That distinction adds crucial clarity. Okay? The Miriam is instructive. If you see any human being, say, "Indeed, I have vowed to the most merciful abstention from speech, so I will not speak today to any human being." Now, some might wonder, how could you be told to eat and drink and then seemingly vow a fast? That seems contradictory.
Yes, and this is a perfect example where deeper study, particularly looking at different Quranic recitations, resolves apparent contradictions. While generally means fasting from food in a variant recitation, the word used is umpt, which specifically means silence. While can also denote a more general extension, here the specific meaning is clearly to abstain from speech.
Okay, so she wasn't fasting from food and drink, but from speaking. And this explains why, when she faced her people, she pointed to him.
Precisely. She pointed because she had already experienced him speaking. She'd already tested his word, found him truthful. He was the Saria who had already lifted her burden, and now he would speak for her, alleviating her deepest fear, the confrontation with her people. This powerfully confirms Jesus as the Saria, the one appointed by God to remove worry, grief, and sorrow.
This understanding of Saria as a remover of grief seems to apply beyond just Miriam's immediate situation. You mentioned its connection to the end times as well.
Indeed. These sources refer to a prophetic narration about the time of the Dajjal, often understood as the Antichrist figure in Islamic eschatology. Believers will be under intense siege and starvation in Jerusalem, a situation of extreme hardship, where people might even resort to eating their bowstrings. And it is in that moment of ultimate distress that a voice will be heard. Help has come. Jesus, the Son of Mary, has descended.
So, in this apocalyptic scenario, Jesus' arrival functions as the ultimate Saria, bringing an end to that immense suffering.
Exactly. He descends to defeat the Dajjal and his armies, eliminating the very cause of that immense suffering. These scholarly words highlight that Jesus is inherently a Saria, a bringer of mercy and ease. His very presence eliminates grief and sorrow. Even nature itself responds to him, as during his time, scorpions lose their venom, snakes are harmless. He came to heal the sick, to ease the burdens of the Israelites, expose corruption, and embody boundless compassion, eating with the poor and the outcast.
So the word Saria is not just about physical movement or a stream. It's a profound descriptor for someone or something that fundamentally removes intense grief, hardship, and anxiety. It brings comfort and ease, defines a profound, transformative intervention.
That's the essence. As these sources conclude, this deeper understanding isn't arbitrary. It aligns perfectly across various sacred text, prophetic traditions. It confirms that Saria defines one who is divinely appointed to remove burdens and bring solace. It is the answer to distress, the light and darkness, the ultimate relief from suffering.
Wow, what an incredible deep dive into just a single word. From the prophet's profound relief after rain to the momentous journeys of Israel and that powerful, specific reassurance given to Miriam at the moment of Jesus' birth, we've seen how Saria and its derivatives signify a profound, often divinely ordained removal of sadness, worry, and difficulty. It's truly a shortcut to being well-informed about a concept that goes far beyond a simple dictionary definition.
Absolutely. And this deeper understanding encourages us all, I think, to cultivate critical thinking, to question those initial assumptions and consider different viewpoints beyond the superficial. It highlights that the most valuable knowledge often lies just beneath the surface, waiting to be uncovered. And when understood in its full context, it can be truly transformative for our perspective.
So what does this all mean for you, listening? Next time you encounter a word or a concept that seems simple on the surface, maybe pause and consider, is there a deeper meaning, a hidden Saria waiting to be uncovered that could truly shift your understanding? Could it transform a mere definition into a profound insight? Think about those moments of deep distress or overwhelming challenges in your own life. What, or perhaps who, could serve as that Saria to bring you ease and comfort?